Alright, guys, so I'm here to talk about Tna Impact Wrestling 3/13/14. Alright, so I haven't watched TNA in like 4, 5, 6 weeks. It's been a while. Because, TNA was getting boring to me. It wasn't interesting anymore. It wasn't making any sense to me. So, I left and I started watching Impact last night after reading that Bobby Lashley came back at TNA Lockdown, and Lockdown was a pretty good pay-per-view. Now the funny thing about it was they said it was sold out, but a friend of mine told me half of this arena was empty, so I don't know what they're talking about sold out. But you know how TNA does, they gotta make us believe they sold out. But anyway, so I decided to watch Impact, and so they show a recap of Lockdown, and I see that Dixie Carter has lost control to Team MVP thanks to Bully Ray. So we get to the show, and out comes MVP, the investor, the CEO, whatever you want to call him, the director, whatever. He comes out to the ring, he cuts a promo, a decent promo, a solid promo, and out comes still your TNA heavyweight champion, Impact champion, Magnus comes out, and as we saw in the recap, that Abyss helped Magnus retain his title. Now, we saw in the video cap that Joseph Parks, aka Abyss, like we knew the whole time, he wasn't wearing his mask anymore. And I was like, wait, what happened? But then I thought about it. A friend of mine told me, who was watching TNA for the last couple of weeks because he had nothing else to do, he told me that Abyss mask fell off and everybody found out it was Joseph Parks, like we knew the whole time. And he chokeslammed Eric Young right after it happened, which is very similar to when Kane lost his mask and chokeslammed RVD. But so we continue, and Madness talk about he's still champion, and that he had help from a monster, that now he has a monster, and that stopped me right there. I have a monster? What does that sound like? It sounds like the E, because honestly, what does Stephanie McMahon say when Kane joined the Authority? I have a monster. Same thing. But anyway, so here comes Abyss. And Abyss got a new attire on. I think, okay, he looks pretty sharp. I look at his face, and I realize he's wearing a mask. Even though we already know it's Joseph Parks now, why are you wearing a mask? But then again, Kane does the same thing, even though we've seen his face like 10 times. So he comes out with the mask, and I look at his mask, and it's not the same mask that he normally wears. This mask looks like Kane's mask. You know how Kane has that new mask with the... It's not new, because he had it back during the Ruthless Aggression era. And he had the mask with the cutout mouthpiece was cut out, and the rest was round and stuff. And then, Abyss got the same type mask on, but a different color. And I'm like, does that surprise me? No. Even because we all know Abyss is nothing but the TNA version of Kane anyway. But still, Abyss comes out, they cut a promo. All of a sudden, MVP says, you know what, so next, blah blah blah. I really wasn't paying that much attention to what he was saying, but out comes Samoa Joe, and they start brawling, him and Abyss, and it sets up a match right there, Abyss versus Samoa Joe. So we go to this match, and they both going hard. It's a pretty solid match. Next thing you know, Abyss knocks down Samoa Joe, gets out the ring and gets Janice, his weapon, the same weapon that put RVD in the hospital a couple years back, and the same weapon he knocked out Samoa Joe with at the pay-per-view. So he pulls out Janice. Before he can hit him, out comes Eric Young. Eric Young gets on top rope, drop kicks Abyss, knocks him out of the ring. Abyss rolls out, all mad, and then, he's still Eric Young and Samoa Joe standing tall. And this is Impact starting off to be, it's pretty good right now. It started off pretty solid. So then to speed things up. We go to a backstage segment where the announcer dude's talking about waiting on the arrival of Bully Ray. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I want to see what goes on. Next thing you know, we spot Angelina Love in the background. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought she was done with TNA. And I'm like, I know I haven't watched TNA in a while, but Angelina Love's back? She's one of my favorite knockouts of all time. So I'm like, okay, TNA looking interesting right now. And the dude, he was surprised to see her. So first thing came to my mind was, could this be the return of the beautiful people right here tonight? I said, okay, TNA doing pretty good right now. Let's go. So we go back to the ring, and we have a new girl, Brittany, who debuts, and her father was like a promoter for independent wrestling, and she has her debut match against Gail Kim, former WWE diva, former, women's champion, former knockouts champion, and Gail Kim loses to Brittany because the interference of Lady Tampa, who tries to take out Brittany, but Brittany moves out the way and she knocks out Gail Kim instead. Gets the quick roll up. Brittany wins. Gail Kim and Tampa get into an argument and they start brawling out of nowhere. And supposedly this brawl has been boiling for weeks, but like I said, I haven't been watching TNA, so I don't know. So they start beating the crap out of each other. And I feel like, it was a solid beatdown, but it kind of was weak, bro. Like, I feel like when AJ Lee and Caitlyn was brawling with each other, their brawlings were more real because they were more at it. Gail Kim and Temple, it was kind of weak, man. Like, it was a slow pace. It wasn't even like it was a real fight, bro. It was like, ugh. But anyway, it was still okay, a solid brawl. So then we go backstage again, and we hear the announcer be talking again, and all of a sudden we hear some weird laughing and stuff, and I'm like, what the heck's that noise? Next thing you know, you turn the camera, it's Willow, aka Jeff Hardy. And Willow, he's acting crazy, and right now he's reminding me of The Undertaker mixed with Bray Wyatt mixed with Sting. Because, Bray Wyatt, he's crazy, he's weird. Undertaker lurking in the shadows, the darkness, and then Sting just, with the weird laughing and the mind games and walking around, So I'm like, okay, I want to see where this Willow character goes. So then we see Bully Ray arrive, and all of a sudden Bully Ray gets attacked by EC3, Bobby Roode, Bromance, and Rockstar Spud. They all jumping on being the crap out of him. I thought, okay, TNA, they doing a lot of good action right now. So that was a nice little segment, and we all know the reason why they jumped Bully was because he cost Team Dixie the match in Power Control. So then we go to the ring, and TNA has these two new guys to take on Bromance. One Asian dude who's the new X Division champion, and some other dude who looks like a fake Rey Mysterio. I don't even know who he is. But they have a solid match, but the match was too quick. I mean, I called my homeboy to tell him, hey, you watching Impact? I turned back around, the match was over. Like, what? Like, that was a WWE type match right there. The match just went, wow. That match was quick. I was like, okay, TNA, they having some pretty dope matches, but they're too quick right now. So then, we see this guy backstage wearing all black with gloves on, looking like a rejected member of the Shield. And I'm like, who is this guy? And my friend tells me he's a dude that's stalking Christy Hemme. So I'm like, okay. So he has a match with Anderson. Another quick match, like I said. I went to the kitchen to grab a freaking honey bun and came back, the match was over. Like, what? But when the dude came out, I saw him coming out with a little doll. He looks lost. You can tell he messed up in the head, whatever. But then we go backstage and we see Madison Rayne and Velvet Sky in the locker room talking, and Madison Rayne says, man, does that mean we have to dress up now because she's back? And Velvet's like, who's back? She says, the Angelina Love. And Velvet's like, what? Now remember, all three of them was in the Beautiful People at one time. So, like I said, does this mean the Beautiful People are going to come back together? Who knows? So next thing you know, we see Bully Ray backstage, and he breaks in the locker room and lays out bromance. Like, he beats them up quick. The little attack was pretty dull, but it was too quick, bro. Like, come on, man. All he did was throw one dude into a locker. He was out. Like, come on, man. He didn't even stump him out. He knocked him out too quick. It was like, heck no, 3 guys, and it only took like 5 seconds to knock 3 guys out. Right. But still, another decent attack. So then we go to the ring and we see Velvet Sky and Angelina Love talking, and Angelina Love said Velvet Sky brought her back and that she missed her friend, and you know, she wants to reunite the beautiful people. Velvet's like, I don't know, you know, I haven't, ever since I left the beautiful people, we've been disbanded. I finally finding out who I am. I've been on the right path. I've been winning championships. So I don't know where that's going, but she said she got to think about it. Now, my thought on that right here is this. I think I have 3 reasons for that. 1, either the beautiful people will reunite. 2, Velvet Sky will reject the offer and say, no, I'm better off on my own, and her and Angelina will have a beef. Or 2 or 3, she will rejoin, but she'll turn on Madison. Or Madison will turn on Velvet. So that remains to be seen. So then we go to EC3 and Rockstar Spud paying tribute to Dixie, which I was like, shut up, nobody don't want to hear about this. It was a boring promo from Rockstar Spud and EC3, as usual. They cut the boring promo, MVP comes out, they talk for a minute. All of a sudden, Bobby Lashley comes out to a decent pop. He comes out, he lays out Rockstar Spud with the Dixie Carter picture. He smashes it over his head, lays him out, and we find out next week EC3 versus Bobby Lashley, which I think that should be a good match. So you know, I'm gonna watch that match. I might not watch the whole show, but I'm gonna watch that match. Then we find out that Rockstar Spud has to face Willow tonight. So okay, Willow will be in action, aka Jeff Hardy, and I want to see how this match goes. So we go backstage again, and we see Bully Ray lay out EC3, which I feel like that layout was pretty much weak. Dude, how you get slapped after getting hit in the head with a cardboard? Really? How you knocked out from getting hit in the head with a cardboard? No, just no. Okay. So then we go to the ring and we have Willow versus Rockstar Spud. Jeff Hardy comes out, aka Willow. He comes out with a whole new entrance, acting crazy. The screen's black and white, gray and black and white, whatever. The TV's kind of spinning, everything looks all weird. He got an umbrella. The entrance was pretty dope. So he starts fighting the man, and he's in his ring clothes. And next thing you know, he's wearing the same Jeff Hardy clothes. It's just that he got a mask now, he act creepy. And I'm thinking, okay, if this Jeff Hardy's alter ego, why is he dressing the same? Shouldn't he have like a whole new... We all know it's him, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But shouldn't he have a whole new attire at least, like a whole new ring gear, instead of wearing the same clothes that he normally wears, but just wearing a mask on his head? But I like the Willow character still, though. So this dude snaps. He don't even care about winning the match. He just disqualified after hitting Rockstar Spud with an umbrella, which I felt like, really, an umbrella? Ding, ding, ding. Okay. Anyway, he hits him with the umbrella, wears him out. He gets a chair, puts it on the man's leg, and stomps on it 3 or 4 times. So he breaks Rockstar Spud's leg. Then he gets a ladder, sets the ladder up, climbs to the top of the ladder, very similar to what Jeff Hardy does, and he jumps off the ladder on his leg and like breaks the man's leg even more. So we know Willow, he doesn't care about winning matches. He just cares about hurting people, which I think is cool. I like the Willow character. So then Bully Ray comes out. He explains why he did it. Blah blah blah. Out comes Robert Roode. They get into a brawl. He gets the table, slams the man through the table. He slams Bobby Roode through the table. So, my thoughts on Impact. It wasn't the best Impact. I feel like the matches were too short. There wasn't really no real matches last night. All of them was too short. They was even shorter than the WWE matches. But they had a lot of good brawls. Got a lot of good brawls. The storylines, the only storyline that really made sense to me was them going after Bully. Everything else is confusing me. But TNA, they doing okay. They're doing better than what they were doing. So maybe if they can change their game around, they'll stay in business this year. But as for that, I give this show a 7. A 7. Just because of the backstage action. So that's it. I'm out.